What's up? I'm going to teach you really quick how to record anything that you want onto an audio file that can be an MP3 or whatever you need so that you can listen to it offline. Because right now, everybody's usually reliant on stuff that is online, that's on some platform that might get taken down later. And that's not useful if you are a worker who sometimes will be listening to stuff and then you've got spotty service, and so you've got buffering and lag. Okay, so in my own personal experience, it's been a huge issue, and so I started doing this with my robot reader apps. I've talked a lot in previous videos about the importance of robot readers. If you don't have time to read, unless you're on the go and you're getting into listening to stuff, but there aren't nicely narrated versions of the books that you need to be reading, then this is a great way to do it. And I, at this point, prefer the robot reader over narrated texts anyway, because the narrator, their voice or personality, the way they pronounce things, it's not neutral enough, right? Like it kind of influences the way I'm hearing it for some reason. And so for me, it's less at this point, it's actually less distracting to listen to a robot. Though I did have to build an immunity and tolerance to that in the first place. So it's not for everybody, but what I'm about to show you could use for recording audio files of lectures on YouTube. You could use it for recording songs. Obviously, there are always like YouTube downloader apps that you can use for free that would just download the MP3 of anything that's on there. But what I'm getting at is like this would work for anything. So let's just say that there's some lecture on a website and it's like you don't know, there's no downloader where it's obvious like how you could get that MP3 file so you could listen to it offline. This is how you could do it. So, all right. Right here is this is not super important right now. I'm not going to do a whole tutorial on Voicemeeter, but this is just my virtual soundboard. Don't be distracted by it. This is Audacity. This is what we will be using to record anything. Okay, and just really quick, right here is a quote from it's my comment section on the most recent one of my videos I published. I do these theory excerpts where it's like robot reader excerpts of books that are, useful for my literature review. And this person said, honestly, these videos have been worth it just in learning that these automatic virtual readers are a thing that exist. See, so this person didn't even know that they exist. They said, beware enormous backlog of scholarly articles I've meant to read for so long. Beware. Yeah. So if you've got this backlog of articles building up or of books building up, and you just, you have time, like when you're cleaning house, washing dishes, mowing lawns, or if you have a job that's like manual labor, stocking shelves, doing construction, whatever it is that lets you listen. And so you're already listening to podcasts and stuff like that, but you would rather start like really building out like your library of the mind, like the stuff that you think you're going to be returning to over and over and over again. This is how to do it. So basically Audacity, it's a pretty simple and intuitive interface. This is what it would look like if you downloaded it and then opened it. So there's plenty of videos about how to do the setup. I'm not going to go into the setup. I'm just going to say that for my purposes with a robot reader app, I don't need a really big file. It doesn't have to be very crisp and clear. It doesn't have to be, so I'm fine with it being what audio engineers call lossy, meaning that it's like, I don't mind if it's a slightly watered down version of the recording, but if you're recording music, you want to make sure that you've got the project rate turned up to something like 44,100 hertz or 48,000 hertz. But for our purposes, since it's just a robot reader, and because I put so many of these on my phone, I just use 11,025. So the other thing to make the file size smaller is you go into preferences, you go to quality, okay, and so yeah, from here you got the default sample rate. Once again, it's 11,025 hertz, but the default sample format, put that down to 16-bit, and that'll dramatically decrease the size of the audio files. I use the VLC app on Android, and it's free, and I like it because it resumes any one of the books that I'm listening to from the place that I left off. Not all of the MP3 listening apps that I had tried out allowed me to do that. It also just automatically finds the books from my it does an automatic sweep of my phone's files, and so anytime I add files into my download folder on the phone, VLC automatically finds those and I can play them. And I can also increase the speed substantially. Like I can 4 times speed things on here, which is just, wait, is it on here that I can 4 times speed? I think so. Hold on, let me make sure.
Do not the song and the saga and the muse necessarily come to an end with the printer's bar, hence do not...
Yeah. No, that's way too fast. But yes, I am able to do that, which is fantastic. So, okay. The quick thing. So some people are familiar with Audacity. They've used it before just for like podcasts or recording like their own thing or whatever. But here I'm going to show you how to record whatever's playing off of your computer. So you see right here where it says microphone. You see that microphone button, and you see over here you see that speakers button. Or not button, it's an icon. You see that? So you want to make sure that whatever is in the speaker slot, whatever you use for speakers, whether it's your headphone or your speaker output or whatever, is going to match whatever the microphone is. That creates a loop back so that what you're recording is whatever's coming through the speakers in the first place. Okay? You're making your microphone match your speakers. That's the big trick. Okay? It's just like once you figure that out, everything else is easy. Now I can't actually show you an example. So this is the speaker output that I have, and and I have it matched up right there. But I'm actually going to go ahead and change it right here to what I actually am using right now, which is I'm using Voicemeeter as my input, and I'll be using Voicemeeter as my output. Once again, Voicemeeter is this software, which if you want to learn how to use it and reasons why to use it, I'll touch on why I use it for this in particular, but in general, it's useful software. We'll come back to that later. There's plenty of videos about it, though. You can go look it up if you want to. Now, I guess the last thing I'll say is like, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's on stereo or mono, in my opinion, not for these purposes. Let's go ahead and just like push record in Audacity. I'm going to mute my microphone right here.
I grant that anger is sometimes instrumentally useful in the 3 ways I have mentioned. But this limited usefulness does not remove its normative inappropriateness. Nor is it as useful, even in...
But this limited usefulness does not remove its normative inappropriateness, nor is it as useful, even in these roles, as it is sometimes taken to be. But this limited usefulness does not remove its normative inappropriateness, nor is it as useful, even in these roles, as it is sometimes taken to be. For subsequent...
So as you saw, I changed the speed, I changed the voice. You know, those are all things that you can do. Go back and play.
Sometimes instrumentally useful in the 3 ways I have mentioned.
Usefulness does not remove its normative inappropriateness.
Let's just say that you wanted to delete the very beginning of that track. So you can just like, as long as you've got this cursor option selected, it's called the selection tool. You can push F1 to select it. You just click, highlight, drag back over, and delete. Push the delete button.
But this limited usefulness does not remove its normative inappropriateness, nor is it as useful, even in these roles, as it is sometimes taken to be. For subsequent...
So as you saw, and then I could just delete that part right there. Boom! And then you just go on to export, and you export as an MP3 if you wanted to use it as an MP3. You've also got WAV file and OGG and all these other options. So, yeah, folks, I hope that you found that useful. Now a quick explanation as to like why I use Voicemeeter while I'm using Audacity. So let's just say that and by the way, the website I was using here as a robot reader is naturalreaders.com. You get 20 free minutes a day. You have to pay pro if you want to be able to like use it for hours and hours like I do. And because I use it so much, I actually stopped paying Audible and I started doing this instead. So because I'd been an Audible user for a few years already, and so anyway, there are other apps that you can use for this purpose that would be free. I just prefer this one for a variety of reasons that I'm not going to get into right now. Basically, though, the thing I want to say is like, let's just say that I start recording a book and it's going to go for hours and hours and hours. And let's just say that I didn't want to have to listen to that. And if I mute it on my computer, then obviously Audacity is not going to be able to pick up on the sound. So how do you mute the outside audio, coming out into your actual space in your bedroom, but keep the system audio going? Well, that's one of the lovely things about Voicemeeter. And so Voicemeeter's free. It's also donation software. So I have donated to it, and so now it's like fully unlocked or whatever. But you can use it for free. And this is like the biggest version. Like it's a very large virtual soundboard that you're looking at, right? But this is potato. There's also banana, and then there's another version that's a lot smaller. Look, just for our purposes, this it looks like so many different things. It's not that complicated. All I'll say is, like, you can see where my microphone is at. That's right here, right? You can see, like, with my mouse cursor on the screen, where the audio is going up and down whenever I talk, right? So that's microphone input to the soundboard, and then I can choose where that goes to. I can choose that goes to the inside audio, which is right here, right? And then I can, if I wanted to have that coming out of my speaker, I could set that up right here at A1. Right now, obviously, I don't want my speakers playing back anything at all because I'm using my headphones. But for just so that you know why I would even use Voicemeeter in this recording process, if I'm recording for many hours and that noise is going on, I can mute it right here by just dragging that all the way down to the bottom, so that where my music or the robot reader audio would be coming through the speakers or the headphones, I've got that muted, but it continues on the virtual side over here in B1. So B1, A1, all of that stuff is stuff that they'll explain in any Voicemeeter tutorial that you are to look into. So if that's something if that sounds like a capability that you want, then go ahead and look it up, or ask questions in the comments below, and I will be sure to eventually respond to those too. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick tutorial because it's one of those things that I've found so useful, and I'm doing it like every day. I look forward to coming home and recording something new. So I've always got my library expanding, and I love having my tracks offline so that I'm able to listen to them when I'm on the go and in bad service areas working. So I could imagine that this would be super beneficial if you were a long distance truck driver, if you worked in a warehouse where you had spotty service, lots of different things. So to the listening revolution, to the plebes of the working class who are trying to cram their heads with theory, philosophy, history, etc. I hope that you will find this useful. And if you can find if you have other ideas for tutorials, or if you have other usages for these software, or if you have other ways of doing similar things, or if you have any questions about any of this stuff that I've just shown you, because I'm sure there's going to be something that is just like, I totally missed it and I should have talked about it, then go ahead and say something in the comments, please. That stuff, I find it very useful and encouraging. So as long as at least one person is finding this useful, I'll put it out there, because this is about quality over quantity, and those kinds of people who need this kind of learning assistance, I obviously relate to you because I'm in the same situation. And so I hope that you will find this knowledge empowering. And there you have it. Thank you. Like, follow, subscribe.